Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm back. It's me. So what we're doing today is trying to finish up this thing. And by this thing, I mean the presets view. Because right now you can see that we are actually loading in this. So the last part to finishing up, you know, this kind of reactive interface, this dynamic reactive interface, which is neat, in my opinion. So we need to do. Oh, actually, I just noticed that the label for the right side gets yeeted every single time, which is neat, I guess. So that's a bug. So you can see here that we have prop details, and then what should be happening is that we then, whenever we click on one of these buttons, this label just stays there because it's, you know, it's the title of the list. But actually what's happening is we just get rid of it. And then similarly for preset info, the same thing happens. So we click on this, boom, gets yeeted, and then nothing gets generated because there's no data there. No data, man. Let me start switching on my my AC. I installed a Nest thermostat. I've actually had it installed for a while. I just don't really talk about it too much. But the really fun part, I've lived in an apartment before that had a Nest, but I didn't realize that there was an app that you could. Actually, I've lived in two places that I've Nest thermostats, but I had never realized that there's an app to like control it from your phone as opposed to having to walk all the way over to your thermostat. Oh, hello, DadSec. Shuba, 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 shuba. How are you doing today? Today's gonna be kind of a shorter stream since I do need to stick to my schedule and not run over, because I have things that are due tomorrow. How fun. I suppose I actually could demonstrate. Actually, yeah, this is kind of what may or may not be something that's related to something I may or may not be interviewing for. And so this is the Rust version, which is causing me a lot of headaches, because you can kind of see here there's a slight discrepancy between these numbers. And if you're asking, is it because the decimals are different? And you would be absolutely correct. There's a bug in the libraries I'm using. So they're supposed to always give you 4 decimals, but they only give you 4 decimals to start. And I have no idea how to force the 4 decimals. Anyways, that's not related to what we're doing right now. The Python version works, but I did brag that I would be able to do both Python and Rust. So I'm in a slight predicament. You know, the fires of overconfidence are where real programmers are forged. Can you rewrite it? No. Well, I could, but it's like I don't want to write my own, you know, money library. I know how to, but it's a lot of work. Like, I'm not getting paid to do it, right? I don't get paid to do a code challenge. I'm like implicitly paid, I guess, to do it. As in, when I do the challenge, the understanding is that you'll hire me afterwards. But the challenge is mostly just to like gauge your understanding of something. So I don't know. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably just gonna write like a hack. So like these are all, you know, strings, aka text fields. So what I'm probably going to do is just parse this text and then get all the values past the decimal point and just see how long it is. If it's shorter than 4, just add zeros to it and then put it back together. I don't know what parse is. Parse means to read, basically. But like, so if you were to read like this name right here that I've highlighted, you would be parsing it with your eyes, where parse implies, so parse and read are synonyms, but parse implies that you are, I guess, taking a detailed look at it, right? You are deconstructing it with your eyes, whereas opposed to just reading means that you just look at the word and understand what it means, right? So a computer more or less always parses things, whereas a human, right, you can rewrite a word and it'll still more or less be readable. So if I were to do like var is, let me see, how do I, if I were to do like this, is visible, I've spelled it wrong, but you know how to read it, right? But the computer does not know how to read, it only knows how to parse. And because it only knows how to parse, it does not know that is visible actually means is visible, right? That's the difference between parsing and reading, at least in my world. I don't know, there's probably a more technical term. But they are more or less synonyms for I guess normal human beings. But if you're a programmer, I guess you're no longer a normal human being. You've ascended to another level. Alright, so let's do, let's fix this one bug. So the first bug is like, right now we're deleting too many fields, which is bad. So you can see here, we have prop details. Once we click on a prop details goes away, and then once we unselect, prop details does not come back. So that's a bug. So we could have some sort of function that's like clear details, I guess. Shuba. He's a weeb. Weeb detected. Clear details. So var counter is equal to 0. Let's make it equal to an int, and then we'll do for C in VBox get child count C index. Yeah, the Shuba thing is one of the few things from HoloLive, the VTuber stuff, that kind of went mainstream. Like, I'm sure you've probably seen this before. I can actually probably show this off on Reddit, right? So you've probably seen this before. It's like the dancing duck. Let me see. I've seen this before on this kind of stuff. Where's the duck? I've seen a duck before. Animated. Yeah, one of these. We'll just kind of make it really big. Yeah. So that's actually a VTuber thing, so it's related to the Shuba. Anyways. Dancing duck. How nice. Did not originate from Reddit, so every Shuba you emit, it's +1 to weebiness. What a weeb. Actually, we don't need a counter, right? This is just like is first, and then this will be some sort of bool and what's true. Duck. Oh, hello, now there's 2 ducks. How nice. If is first, then we'll just continue. So is first is false, so it's just a flag to basically disable. Don't get rid of the first element, basically, in the list. I think. Right? It's getting it from VBox. Oh, because they have a label. I think, right? What do listings have in it? Oh, duck. Want to see something cool? I can turn you not into a duck. Get wrecked. Actually, never mind. I randomized you, but you randomized into a duck again. You're lucky. You had a 1 in 7 chance. So congratulations. You win this time. I get it, because my name... you win isn't my name. Okay. I'll see myself out. So there's the label. Yeah. So for list elements, we always want to skip the label, the first label. Is it random if it's the same? Yes. So you could randomly flip a coin like 10 times, and then, you know, flip and have the coin land on heads 10 times in a row, and that is statistically random. Right? Because each flip of the coin has no impact on the next flip of the coin. They're all independent events. Now, if when you flipped a coin, you know, there was like some abrasion on the coin, which then like weighted the coin differently, then you would say that they're not independent events, but it's so minuscule it doesn't even matter. Or actually, we can just do C in VBox get children, and then we'll just do CQ free. CQ free. What's the chance of the coin landing on the edge? Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's very small, but you don't usually factor that in. I think that is small enough it doesn't matter. But to be fair, I also don't know what the chances of that happening. Yeah, get the children. Yes, we're freeing the children, if you will. The children are all getting yeeted. How nice. Clear. All except, well, we'll just call it clear details, right? I think that's a bit, yeah, it's clear enough. That's clear enough. So clear details. Yeah, so we're freeing the children, aka we're eating them. So goodbye forever. So this solves one problem. Shuba. Kind of looks like booba when you type it like that. Alright, there we go. So we have the label, and then we have all this other stuff. How neat. There's a bit, there's some weird formatting going on here, but I just won't worry about that too much. I don't really know how to fix this, but I think it's fine for now. Oh, you did type booba. I got inceptioned. You made me think about it. Congratulations. You incepted the idea of booba into my mind. Let's see. So apparent props has prop name. So then we want to do something like this. So GUI has preset data, and that preset data is always set up whenever you click on the button or on load, I think. Is it always set up on load? I think it is, yeah. So we have preset data. What do we do with the preset data? Yeah, okay, we need to do parents.preset data. Preset data config name is equal to preset data. So we're just storing a struct like that. Booba. All right, bonk. Off to horny jail with you. So we're trying to do, if parent props has this, if parent preset data has preset name. I'm not horny. I'm not a unicorn. That's good to know. That's good to know. Did you know that unicorn refers to like a bisexual? I learned that like yesterday. I had no idea that if you called someone a unicorn, that you're like. I actually don't even know if that's a derogatory term, so I probably shouldn't say it out loud. I was, you know, I was reading some Reddit threads or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's what unicorn means. When you call someone a unicorn, you're not calling them horny. You're good. I thought when you called someone a unicorn, it meant they were horny because unicorns have horns, but actually, it's like a sexual orientation kind of thing. Yeah, who knew? Who knew? Preset data, and then preset name. And then we'll generate, yeah, we'll have to generate some elements, right? Otherwise, we'll just do one of these. We'll log an error message to the console. Right now, there's no console. I still need to re-implement it, but, you know, unhandled, preset name. There we go. And then generate built-in prop elements, maybe. I think it's probably going to be closer to generate prop manipulation elements, but it's all kind of the same stuff, you know? So this is for features, and then these will be for presets, or I guess at least how I organize them, right? So this will be generate preset element. And then we'll need like a preset data, which is some sort of reference, and then we can just assume what's inside of it. So it's a void return. So what do we want? Preset data looks like this. Preset data. So we have a config name, description, hotkey, notes is default for model. And then what we have been doing is just doing a generate UI element. Oh, and you know what? I remember saying this, that I was not going to create a custom element just for like the preset details. Similar to how I did these fields. Not this, not like this. Validset index preset data. Does preset data not exist? Preset data. Hey. What was the error? Send me again. Invalid set index preset data on base value of type dictionary. Is it not a dictionary? It is a dictionary. Preset data. Hey. Did I spell it wrong? That's it. Preset data. Invalid set index. What is the parent? Parent is. Hey. Parent is. Yeah, you do have preset data. You have uppercase preset data. ASDF.json. Invalid set index. Preset data on base. Canvas layer with value of type dictionary. Oh, what's up, Not Spooky? Thank you for redeeming a hydrate. Let's drink some water. 200 ml as usual. I'm feeling pretty garbage. I ate an entire bag of chips, or as you say in the UK, crisps. I don't know why, but I was just working on stuff, and then before I knew it, I just ate the entire bag. So I'm feeling pretty bad right now. So hold on, we need to set a breakpoint. I don't know why this broke. So water is probably gonna help wash it all down. That's the hope. Alright, so we have parents. Does parents have preset data? No preset data just yet. Boom. Breakpoint. Get an error. Invalid set index. Preset data. Why is this? Parent. What are you doing, step duck? Oh no. Help me, step duck. I'm stuck. Quack. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, see, there we go. Oh, I thought that was a bonk, but that's actually just like a hydrate. Alright, so we have presets, saved presets, no presets. So that kind of broke, so that's good. Huh. I wonder. Okay, interesting. So we take this out, then we don't have access to it. Nothing breaks, and then we have just this one preset that doesn't do anything. Assert false. Unhandled preset name, because it doesn't exist, right? Yeah. So we can look here, parents, and then the preset data, dictionary size 0. Oh, and an emote slot did open up. A suggestion on the Discord was for an ASCII duck, but as always, emotes can be changed whenever. So look at that, it's one of these. Literally just like a screenshot of an ASCII duck. Oh, I didn't know you had a Discord. It's the thing I peep at the, you know, I promote at the end of every stream, but it's understandable. Stream isn't interesting enough for you to stick around all the way through. I get it. I'm just playing. I'm not actually insulted. Just disappointed. But yes, there is a Discord. I did ask for emote suggestions, but I think complicated emotes, I'm probably gonna have to like hire somebody to do emotes. You might just dissed us. Yeah, well, you know. That's what I'm here for. To throw shade at chat, be entirely antagonistic, and then complain about my viewer retention rates when you all inevitably leave. How sad. Alright, so there's something wrong here. Let's overwrite. That's fine. Send it. Nah, bro. Nah, fam. Watching you code is fun. Nice. I ain't leaving. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Because I am just losing my mind. Local variable data is declared but never used. That's fine. Generate preset elements. This one's fairly easy. The problem is I don't have access to this apparently on parent. So the hold on. Hold on. List. So did these all have access? Yeah, they all have access to the parent. Oh, hello, Jackal Gamer. Get out of science and tech and move over to the new and fresh software and game development category. Oh, is there a new category? Software and game oh baby, software and game development. Look at that. Software and game development. Let's update. Thank you for letting me know, Jackal Gamer. How nice. I did not realize that they added a new category. Software and game development. Both, those are the two things I do the most. But now it's gonna mess up my statistics. Because if you look at my channel, I only do whatchamacallit? What's the word? Science and technology. Statistics went up today. Ooh, baby. Science. Oh no, don't play this. Get me out of here. Don't play the stream. How do I just look at my channel? Channel. Hey. There's a way to just look at your channel. How do I view my about page? But anyways, it's gonna mess up my statistics. Now I stream in 2 categories. Oh, I used to only stream in 1. My streak has been ruined. Already over 1K followers for the category? Cool. Yeah, I don't expect that there's too many people doing actual like not software, like science and or just like technology. I feel like doing those 2 things kind of implies that you are, you know, working with hardware, you know, physical things. So I guess that's better. So this is config name elem. Is software hard to make? It depends on what you're doing. So if you are doing, I don't know, something pretty easy, like Hello World, I say it's pretty easy to make. If you're doing something fairly difficult, then guess what? It's gonna be fairly difficult to make. Wonder how you package it together. So software development is a lot of architecture, right? So you need to figure out how different parts of your application talk to each other. I think that's one of the most important things to figure out, and also a very underrated thing to know how to do. When I hear science and tech, I think rockets and explosions. That'd be cool. I would watch that on Twitch, right? If someone was just live streaming like, not a shooting range. I've been to a few shooting ranges in my life, but if someone was like, hey, here's some automatic weapons, here's some explosives. I'm in. I want to watch things go boom. Yeah, add Hello World into somewhere. There is like an opposite of a Hello World. So you can see here in my output. Oh, never mind. We don't do it anymore. I guess there is kind of a Hello World. Not really. There used to be a Hello World. I guess it's a goodbye world. So whenever you close the application, it would hit you with a goodbye. If only because I like the idea of your application talking to you, but maybe I'm just a psychopath. Who knows? So this needs to be preset data. This is just config name, right? And then it needs to have an initial value. Yeah, this is actually just config. Hey. Config name. And then we need to have like an initial value somewhere. So I need to add that into this part. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. So with software development, it's the most important part is not writing the code, it's making sure that your code, I guess, fits together in a logical way. Which sounds fairly easy, I think, if you're working on a really simple application. But when you're, you know, for example, this thing that I'm working on right now, the current implementation is a bit confusing, right? So there is just a display layer that handles all of the, you know, requisite model stuff for the moving, for the blinking, whatever. And that display layer, you can think of it sits on top of just like a base main layer. So let's go into paint. We can draw this out to really drive it home. So there's our kind of our main layer. We call it main, and that kind of handles, well, yeah, there's actually the app manager level. And so that's kind of our global layer. And then there is our, I guess, our main layer that sits on top of that, right? And then on top of that, that's where we start branching out into, you have your big GUI, which is, you know, made up of smaller GUI objects. So this is your GUI, and then these are your views. And then we can hit it with one of these. So that's how the application is actually structured, more or less. And then you have your display layer here, which handles everything else, right? So then your model sits inside of the display layer. And actually, this is a little, this is kind of a misnomer, actually, because these things all sit inside of main. Paint, yeah, exactly. Paint is the best tool. Change my mind. It's really easy to use, and it starts up really quickly, so, you know, if all I'm doing is just drawing boxes, then, you know, what else do you need? Right. So this is the kind of app architecture layer almost. So you can see that everything sits inside of main except for the app manager, because app manager sits separate, and app manager is more or less always accessible from any part of the application. Whereas, you know, if you are inside of your display, if you want to be able to talk to your GUI, currently you have to bounce back to main, then bounce back up to GUI. Actually, and that's still how it works, but that's still how it works. But the hard part is talking from your views to your display. So you can see that the views need to go through GUI, they need to go through main, and then back up to display. And so I actually have not refactored that. So this data layer is actually more or less, this is still the flow. It looks kind of bad, but there's not really a better way to do it. So, but I think what we're actually doing is we're doing GUI, and then we just jump across to App Manager, and then App Manager just kind of broadcasts to whoever wants to listen to the data. Anyways, that's the architecture plan. There's probably a better way of doing it, but I don't know. Live and learn. That's why I think it's good to work on a lot of small projects, as long as you finish your small projects, or I guess get to a good stopping point in your smaller projects, because your smaller projects kind of inform you on what works and what doesn't work in terms of, you know, kind of application design. Yeah. Anyways, that was also informative for me. So that's how my application is structured. I don't usually plan it out. I usually just kind of go with it. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I should probably add a diagram somewhere, but I'm not. All right. So data. If data has XML constants data. So that's corresponds to your data bind. That's probably not what we want. So which things actually, which things use the data bind, by the way? So some of these do. So the list has a data bind. Let's see. Tracking. Do you have a data bind? You sort of have a data bind. So these are all inputs. So we can look up input elements, and then based off of your data type or data bind, whatever you want to call it. So data bind. Oh, hold on. This might be a problem. It could be a problem. Now I'm thinking about it, that might not work. So there's a data bind, but then there's also a data type. And then here inside of our GUI, we have prop input. If you have, no, that's your data type. What do I use a data bind for? Am I not even using it? Is that just a field I added and then just promptly forgot about? I think it's possible. Oh no, it's this part, the data bind and setup. So that's how I load in kind of like the initial configuration for each piece of for each UI element. Oh yeah. I always forget. I should probably add like a note. Let's add a note so I stop forgetting. So label text. This corresponds to the display name for the element. The event name is the corresponding signal in the signal broadcaster. In the signal broadcaster, I guess. And then the data bind, the config data. Yes. The config data. It's just the config data. Okay. Cool. And then, okay. Okay, I see. So actually, I don't even need to write in anything new. Look at that. I've accidentally solved my own problem. Way in the past. So we just do this. Data. And then, what does this map to exactly? This maps exactly to something in config manager, I know that. It's your, where is it? Config name. Config name. And then do we want to pass in an event? Probably. So what did these do? These do, these are just rotate, move, zoom prop, and then these just correspond directly to main light, and then these are handled somewhere else. Okay. Okay, okay. And if I remember correctly, these are actually handled here. Oh, there's a gnat, hold on. Ah. Hold on, I can see it. Why do I have so many gnats? Ugh. Why are there so many gnat spookies? Let's see. Main light. Boom, boom, boom. I am everywhere. Yes. Are you small, annoying, and then also fly into my eye? You are Jeebus. Hebus Christo. So on main lights. And then we just kind of blindly set the value. I remember this. Okay, on add custom prop. And then this one we need to do on preset toggle. Is visible. On new preset. I think this one works. I love eyes. Give us eyes so that we may see. What do we want to call this? So this is just like, it's not really anything in it, right? Not really anything in it. I'm trying to decide what event do I want this to broadcast, or do I even want this to broadcast in events, or like do I just want this to like do I just want these to like exist? That's my question. That's my question to myself, because only I can answer that really. Hugu 4, Uwu, Hugu, call deferred, add child. And then this is config name lm. I feel like the red text is a bit more red now, but maybe I'm just crazy. Config name elements, and then there's config description. So we'll just run through all of these. So this is description base element generates UI elements. Get rid of one of these, and actually we can probably just copy and paste. What am I doing? These are all going to be roughly the same. So 1, 2. This is 3, 4. Ooh, this is no. We don't want to copy and paste this last one. Okay. So then this one is description element. Look at that, and then we'll call deferred on this. Yeah, I feel like this looks a bit more red than usual, but maybe my eyes just got magically better compared to yesterday. You know, it's actually pretty strange. Somehow I've managed to maintain. I think it's slightly better than 2020 in my left eye. I think my right eye is starting to go bad, but that's, I think I'm getting. Is it nearsighted in my right eye? But my left eye is still almost perfect, which is kind of cool. Not to brag or anything, but alright. So this needs to be a toggle, by the way. So this is default for model element base element. Yeah, I think surprisingly enough, a lot of my, well, compared to like the rest of my family, the seem to have pretty good just like biological whatevers. And by biological whatevers, I mean like hearing still pretty good, you know, even though I spent a lot of time in clubs when I was still in school. Absolutely hate being in clubs, by the way, but you know, I've done my time. I can now definitively say clubs are not for me, but I did give it a fair shake. Contrary to what I think a lot of people do, which is like they see a club, they see how loud it is, and then just kind of decide like, nah, I'm not really into it, and don't even try it. So it is default for model. Shuba? Yes, indeed. The Shoiba. Oh, I like where this is going. we're evolving the word. Shuba is usually spelled with a U, but we're going with double O. Now we're going for Shoiba. I like that. I like that word. It's pretty good. I rate 8 out of 8. So this needs to be description. Hotkey. Shuba. So these are our notes, and there we go. Right, and then I think we'll just need like a button, which is like, I guess, save. So we don't want these to emit any of, or we don't want them to always emit an event, I guess. I think that's probably a good idea. VBox call deferred. Add child. Let's see, is default model. Please. There we go. So it's not going to do anything right now, but I think it should just work, maybe. Oh no, it's not going to work because this isn't set up. So we still have this problem. Do we still have this problem? Send me. Yeah, so we still have this problem. Invalid set index on base canvas layer GUI GD with value of type dictionary. So config name, preset data. Preset data has a config name. Config name is just a name. Shuba. Oh, there we go. Shu. Zapatu. Ba. Zapatos. Zapato. Yeah, not zapatu. Zapatu is how you say shoe in, I think, Indonesian and Malay. Zapato is a single shoe in Spanish. Which is why I like which is why I like learning Indonesian. Is because it's pretty much just like easier Spanish. Selamat pagi. Selamat malam. Actually, if you live in the US, it's actually pretty late right now, I guess. Or it's getting to be pretty late. It's either malam or siang. Or is it sore? What's the difference between siang and sore in Indonesian? I forget. They're both like times when the sun is up, but one is like, there's like one that's closer to sundown and one that's closer to like midday. I forget which one is which though. I need to figure out this, because this works. Maybe I want to kind of follow data flow here. So this one I added at the very end. Maybe I want to do it like this. Yeah, I don't know. This should work. This should work. Wait, when did I type I love eyes? You typed I love eyes a little while ago. I remember. I'm stupid. Hi, stupid. I'm team you win. I'm trying to figure out why this isn't working. So preset data, invalid set index preset data on canvas layer GUI with value of type dictionary. Is preset data a dictionary? Holy crap, he's right. This is true. I only speak the truth. Only speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why this is not working. This is blowing my mind. So this exists. I know this exists because I can see it right here. This just a const called preset data dictionary. And then guess what? This is just a string to preset data, right? I don't think we're actually using GUI views at all. Like we store things inside of it, but we don't. Maybe we do. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I should keep it. Okay, well, let's keep it. I need to add more comments because I'm just forgetting. So preset data, props, which is a dictionary. Preset data. Do we do anything with props in this class? Yes, we do. So props, yes. Then props. Props has final prop name, blah, blah, blah. On prop toggled, sure. Okay. And preset data. I know this exists. I'm not crazy. It's here. I've copy and pasted the name. So it's this. What? And then this config name is just a like we can just set it to preset name. Like it's 100% always going to be a string. So preset name to preset data, where preset data, right, is some sort of reference. So we can just store it like that. It doesn't matter. Why are you working? Why are you like this? Okay. Let's think about this. So there's nothing to really add to the main screen, so we don't need to worry about this. Yeah, so I just need to implement these two parts. What am I missing? What am I missing? So preset name, prop name, those are both the same thing. Prop name, see, prop name is a string. Preset name is a string as well. So we can even print out preset name just to make sure. Right. We hit it, that's fine. ASDF, that makes sense. Res, export. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Export ASDF JSON. JSON does not exist. Begin loading config for res. Export ASDF JSON JSON. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right. Huh. Huh. That shouldn't be causing the problem though. But that is wrong. See this part right here. Begin loading config for resource export ASDF JSON JSON. So it should just be ASDF JSON. So that's wrong. This is coming as ASDF. I wonder where this comes from. So begin loading config for resource export ASDF JSON JSON. So it's in load config. That much I'm pretty sure of. So we can't just go to it as expected. Config manager though, it's at the very bottom. So we do it with a load config. Begin loading config for full path. So our why is our full path like this? What does our config format look like? It's something .json. So one of these things is giving me like a really long preset name, I guess. Well, I think we'll just have to step through it. That's the only way. I just need to go through one by one. There's something wrong. So this is ASDF, right? So where are we? That's fine. Begin loading config. This does not exist. We can step over. Why is this ASDF JSON JSON? ASDF JSON JSON. Begin loading config for ASDF JSON JSON. Preset name is not ASDF JSON though. What? Huh? Hold on. What? So we open up config manager. Where are you? Config manager. And then it's this piece of code here. So let's set a breakpoint. Load config. Model. What? How did we get here? What? So we go here, boom, and preset name is ASD. Oh. So okay, I see. So the problem or the issue or the reason why I'm not getting the value I think I should be getting. So this is ASDF, right? But we're actually pulling the actual file name from config data. So we see here, if we look inside config metadata config data, then this is ASDF, and then we're actually pulling this name. If I can see it. ASDF JSON. So that's incorrect. That's incorrect. And then the config format. It's metadata path, which is automatically set. So it's never going to be able to find it, I guess. So here's the question, is that I think I should probably hide it behind a flag. Or maybe even just have a different function for loading preset data as opposed to config, but each config is basically also a preset. So that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So what I can do is kind of mess with the string here. So there's, yeah, we can, is it get file? So this gets the file path returning the file name. So the file name contains the extension. And then we can just do get base name on it. I think we can do that. Get base name. And so that should strip the extension on it as well. And then, okay, so we still run into this, but that's not the end of the world. So this is now correct, right? So now we're still stuck with this. Invalid set index preset data on base. GUI.gd with value of type dictionary. This is not a dictionary though. So let me see. So that's one bug, like inadvertently solved, but that still doesn't solve this part. Preset data. I know this exists. This is a dictionary, so I think we can just set. Can I just set on a dictionary? Is that a thing you can do in Godot? Is there a set function? There's a get. That's not really what we want. Yeah, there's no set. I don't know, dude. Parents, preset, data. I don't know. I'm starting to run out of ideas. Does this even does it know about preset data at this scope? There must be a scoping error, so it's like it's out of scope, so we can't see it. Yeah, so that's the dictionary, and then we can just create a new key. Whoa, why are you so against me creating a new key? Ah. This is how you create keys, is it not? So we do have access to the dictionary. Like we are printing it out. This is parent preset data. This is an empty dictionary that we can store just random stuff in. Yeah, typed it correctly. Did I use the wrong syntax? I'm gonna copy this over. I know this works. I know the prop stuff works. So, no longer have prop data. So this is preset data, right? And then this is preset name. Then this is now preset data. And then at this point in time, we also do have access to the parent. Is there something I'm missing? There is something I'm missing. Invalid set index preset data on base canvas layer GUI with value of type dictionary. Is there like another error somewhere? No. I feel really dumb right now. There's something I'm doing wrong, but I'm not sure. Right, this is the preset data. Yes. And we can look at the preset data. Right. Here. Maybe not. This is our... Where am I? Wait, I can't see it? Hold on. I don't know. I don't know. Preset data. This is it. Yes, it's just a struct. I don't want to set it as a dictionary. I'm trying to do everything I can. Do you like chupacoladas? Do you like chupacoladas? Hang hot in the booba. What song is that? I've heard that song a lot, but I actually don't know. Pina coladas. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Let me see. Preset name. There's our config, which is just the entire configuration. Or maybe we don't even want to do this. We can just grab presets from the config manager directly. Maybe that would be good. And then we don't even need to worry about this entire, I guess, data access debacle. I don't know, man. Hold on. One more try, because I'm trying to keep kind of the same syntax. So we have access to the parents. Every single element has access to parents, yes. So we should be able to access this via inheritance. And so maybe if I just wait 1 frame, we can do preset data. Preset name is equal to preset data. Or is it angry because the names are the same? And then this is actually like a really obscure bug that I'm starting to run into. I don't know. You're killing me. Hold on. No, this is the wrong thing. Send me the GUI. What if we just call this presets? So this has nothing. That's good. It's gonna cause an error here, so we just call it presets. On new preset, we just add a new preset to that. Although we could just add it to the config manager directly as well, since that makes a bit more sense to do, since that is kind of our singleton. So this is presets. I don't know. One more try. I have no idea what the issue is. Like it's there, right? It's saying it cannot set index presets on base GUI with value of type dictionary. This is not a dictionary, right? So we can do if, or can I just do print? I don't think it's possible to save for pivot. I think it is. It would take a year or more. I don't think so. Like in my defense, right? So if I go to, let me see, how many, oh no, don't actually play. How much is pivot? I forget how much I set it to. Or 420.69, that's a good one. So on acclaimed Canadian streamer Small Ant 1's channel, I have 17,000 coins. Let me see. How much do I have on Northern Lions? Acclaimed Canadian streamer Northern Lion. Let me see. Open up chat, please. I have 161,000 channel points. So it's possible. You just gotta, you know, pace yourself. Don't burn too many of your channel points all at once. You know, the point is not for pivot to be accessible, right? It's supposed to be like, if you want to really disrupt the stream one of these days, you you can, but you have to wait. You should make a gamble system. What would we gamble on? I do have access to it, right? Since I have this little kind of stream tool. So I can listen for certain channel points, I guess, predictions. Gamble the points? Yeah, but gamble on what? I don't know. Like, if you had like an idea on what you would want to gamble on, I can probably implement it as a channel point kind of thing. But yeah, gamble the points. Just gamble the points on the points. Don't you understand? What, are you just gambling, like, yes or no, and then you gamble on which one I feel like saying is the winner? I don't understand. You need to burn your money. You need to make a decision somewhere, but we're not making any decisions. There's no decisions to be made. Like, at some point, a winner of the gamble needs to be declared. Or are you saying, like, just make it random? Like roulette? Oh, so just actually make it random. Like, do you think... Yeah, I guess, you know what? It could work. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think you do... It would... how many things can you have in a poll? Or how many things can you manage in a prediction? Yeah, so you can only have 2 outcomes. Like, so you could do like test poll, please ignore. Uwu or Owo. One of these. So you do something like that. Right, and then the like my little stream overlay would just figure out what to do with it. Actually, can I predict on my own poll? Yeah, I don't think I can predict on my own poll. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can predict on my own poll. That's probably fair. Then how do I resolve the poll? Test poll, please ignore. Isn't there's like a slash command I can do, right? So like poll or prediction. How do you resolve a prediction? There's a few options that you have. I don't really use this too often though. So it's like end prediction. Is it end prediction? End poll prediction. How do you do this? How do you do this? I'm not sure. Want to figure it out? Yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea, I guess. If you want to have roulette, the thing about roulette is that you would need to have, I guess, more than one person participate. Otherwise, it's not very effective. So, poll, or how do you end? Or not poll, but prediction. End prediction. End prediction. Channel point predictions cannot end. Customer supports. Yes, I am a customer, I guess. So let's research this together. What is channel point predictions? The new superpower, blah blah blah. Creator initial setup. Locate the button. Start a prediction. Creating. Yes, I went through this. Can also start a prediction using a chat command. Managing a prediction. You can manage your prediction in real time from the creator dashboard. Can be deleted or ended before the prediction submission window is up. Complete a prediction. To complete your prediction, select end submissions and select where? Where, brother? I don't see it. Is it in... It's in creator dashboard? This is creator dashboard. Is it a different button? Send help. I don't know what I'm doing. This is uncharted territory. So you have analytics. I don't know. Where's end prediction? There's no way for me to end this prediction. Is it manage rewards? I don't think it's in manage rewards. We're just clicking on stuff now. Let me see. Like poll. No, polls are different, right? So you can Polls don't. Oh, okay, it's right here. Choose prediction outcome. Okay, the button changed. Okay, cool. Choose outcome. Turns out it was uwu. Don't show this again. Complete the prediction. Send it. Oh, that's extremely unintuitive. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's the same button, but it changes. How weird. I suppose polling would be do the same thing as well. So if I did like a manage poll. Yeah, but so playing roulette, I guess that would be fun. I can probably implement that. And then have the stream overlay just kind of manage that for me. So it's all automatic. That might be kind of cool. Alright, so but we'll look into it. Maybe once I finish this we can get we can start implementing all of that kind of fun stuff. So presets. It's also getting kind of cold. Yeah, but one day we'll have that capability to gamble your channel points for absolutely nothing. Just play roulette. But not today. App manager, CM, metadata, config, config data, and then it'll be preset name is equal to is this equal to, how am I setting these, by the way? I think cm config actually takes care of this for me. So whenever you do call cm config, this should save it automatically, right? Save config, yeah. So config name is the current model config name, and then it just formats it into the appropriate whatever. So config name is not the full file name, it's the file name minus the extension. So the extension is pretty much always going to be JSON as well. So it is more or less human editable, but don't depend on it. Oh, and you know what? So if we need to set certain values on each of these pieces of data, how would I do that? So this preset data isn't doing anything anymore, right? So what it actually needs to do is that's tough. That's tough. So this doesn't exist. This is now let's see. It's clear details, blah blah blah, who cares? Then we'll do if app manager cm metadata config, what is it called? Config data has preset name. Then we'll grab everything you need from here. Actually, we won't grab everything we need from there. There's only like the one thing that you can grab, which is the path, right? So then this is the var config path. And then when you load in a config, this gets you, just a config data object, which you can then pull stuff from, I guess, right? So this is your app manager equals all this stuff, and then we'll grab the preset name from it. Config path, I know this is going to be a string, and then we'll do var config data. I don't think we're shadowing anything, are we? we're not shadowing anything. So this is some sort of reference. Let's not worry about it too much. App manager cm cm load config is equal to config path. Actually, you don't even need these two separate things. We can just do it directly like this. It's a bit ugly, but I think it is slightly nicer to look at. That makes no sense. That statement makes no sense. It's a bit ugly, but it's a bit nicer to look at. What am I talking about? So config data, and then we will generate preset elements. Huh. So what do I use preset data for here? Nothing? Yeah, there's nothing, yeah. I don't really need anything from the config data, I think, right? Yeah. So doesn't the GUI actually keep track of the current prop? Yeah, the current prop data and prop to move, which doesn't make a huge difference. So Nat just kind of chilling right next to my keyboard. Accepted its death with grace. Let me see. So we're just accessing this piece of data. So we can, I don't know, like just have like a current preset. Var current preset, current edited preset, which is some sort of reference. So this is for presets, of course. And then we're gonna get rid of this. I have no idea why this is not working, by the way, but let's not worry about it too much for now. So we load config, we have the config data, and then we can do, actually we can do this. We can just do this all in one line, how nice. Parents, what did I call it? Current edited preset. One of these. And so that's now our current preset, and then whatever we are editing at the time will be, or whatever we change on these elements here will affect the current edited preset, right? So on load preset information, we then set this, the edited preset. Then I suppose we'll just have to press like save or something, or have some sort of save function. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. And then we'll just generate preset. This needs to be generate preset elements plural. There we go. And then possibly like a button to be like, we should either load or save or load the preset. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Well, let's see if it just generates for now anyways. So I'm trying to, I just want this to work, please. Click on it. Unhandled preset name. So the preset name is nothing. Fantastic. So why is that? Why is that? So this reacted to load preset information. Understandable. Load preset information. And then this is set from let me see. Presets, preset receiver, and then this has kind of its own thing in the GUI. So we handled this all the way down here. So load preset information. Oh, thank you for redeeming a jump, Frodo. How are you doing tonight? So all I'm trying to figure out is how does the preset name, where does this come from? Well, cheers. How goes development? It's going all right. It's going all right. I'm so close, so I'm getting a little impatient. I need to slow down and just kind of take things one at a time, because this is the last difficult thing that needs to happen. So I don't know. I guess the only notable progress is that I fixed a bug. So previously this title would get yeeted every time you selected pretty much anything. You basically cleared it. So that's fixed. That's cool. So we're close. I guess also the bottom bar, which is usually present in the application at the very bottom. What I think I'm going to do is, oh geez, this is really hard to see. Is I'm going to just put all that information here, or some of that information here. So like, you know, start the face tracker, whatever, you know, FPS. We'll just slap it into tracking. I think that makes more sense. And then app settings is where I can put like the log or whatever. I think that makes sense. Right now things are looking good. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I just gotta remember to slow down. Don't rush it. Even though I'm so close, don't rush it, don't rush it. So preset toggle created, that works. Don't need to worry about that. We actually need to close this. This is all hooked up correctly. It's the creation of the toggles that's kind of messing with me. So preset toggle element instance. So we have this list element. We run through every single toggle. Preset toggled. So preset toggle elements. So what do you emit? More or less nothing, because this one is actually sending the prop name. Oh. Wait a minute, that's wrong. I see. I see. So there's no prop name. Is that why? Where else do I set prop name? Or am I actually like doing this incorrectly in props as well? I feel like that might be... Yeah, I might be doing this wrong in two places. Nice. So this is preset name. The little moving on screen with the lewd, by the way. Cool athletic guy. I can see that's a pretty sick Freudian slip. I got you. I know what you're into. P preset name. Is my animal? I don't know. I don't think you meant to say duck. I think you meant to say dick, but to each their own. It's actually kind of weird. I've seen that a few times where people's phones will autocorrect duck to dick, and it's just bizarre. It's like, how often do you type in, you know, like dick? That's just weird. I don't that's not something I usually type into my phone. Just bizarre. But you know, you do you. You are the master of your own destiny, etc., etc. I don't know what that has to do with, you know, typing in the name of the male reproductive organ into your phone over and over again, but I know not what normal people do with their free time. So this is prop data toggle, and this needs to be prop name is equal to prop data prop name. So that should be set. GUI. Yeah, so I'm fixing something. This has actually been broken for a while. I just didn't notice it was broken because I haven't really been using the kind of auto load functionality. So if I was testing like the, we're loading stuff in config file stuff, I think I would have noticed this a lot sooner. Yeah, so this all works. It's just loading from a save file was broken accidentally. Preset toggle dot preset name is equal to preset name. And then this also needs to change in GUI. So on new preset, we have the toggle. What do we do with the toggle? We just broadcast that it's created. How nice. And then we also want to do toggle dot preset name is equal to preset name. Cool. Alright, so let's try this one more time. Yeah, but I guess if you're still here after kind of going on that small rant about whatevers. So this is the duck, I guess. Look at that. Unless you're talking about like the little stream avatars-esque thing, which I also wrote. Both of those are open source, by the way, if you are interested. Hello, Kalame321. Thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing tonight? Or, have a good rest of your night. I know that some streamers like to just raid and bounce. I'm one of those streamers where I send it. I'm like, alright, peace out. I'm tired. So what I'm working on right now is I'm working on refactoring this application, which is the face tracker, whatever, so you can see it tracks my blinks and all that. Also tracks map movements and pupil movements, but not really visible on this model. But, need to thank Frodo Slurry for the gifted sub. Oh, a gifted sub recipient has shown up in chat. Alright, so this should work. Oh baby, it works. Look at that. Okay, cool. I mean, these don't do anything right now, but these do have save. Oh no. Do we want to have save buttons? I suppose, right? Does this make sense to have... So when you click on one of these, right? Would you want to be like, this is the config name, and we'll call it change me, right? And then we'll have some sort of description. This is a test description. And then the hotkey associated with, toggling the preset. So this isn't actually implemented in the current version either. So you can see with presets, we can load it in, but hotkeys actually don't do anything right now. They are stored, but they don't do anything. But yeah, you can set like a single character, and then we'll do some sort of logic to just get rid of all the stuff. So it doesn't make any sense to press two hotkeys at once to toggle it. And then you'll have notes, which is just like, this is the model. For the ease of readability post config changes, does adding a label make sense, or how often will folks need to change that? You know what, that's true, yeah. You can't read it anymore after you get rid of the thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I would expect a lot of people to, I guess, want to change. Oops. Oh, this has no name. Interesting. Did I not add a name? Yeah, it's not something I would expect a lot of people would need to change all the time, right? It's like, it's one of those things where you set it up once and then it's just there, right? Or maybe you'll want to add a note. Who knows? Okay, is default for model. Oh, this needs an event. Okay, so I think these all need events. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'll change these to just regular inputs. So all lists are more or less hard-coded, but there's only 3 lists, so I don't care. Everything else can be programmatic, right? We explained this. I've explained that thought process before, but there's not really a good way to make lists, I guess, configurable via XML. Because it's like 2 layers deep of dynamicism. What is soft-coded? It's when you are very scared, or perhaps after a workout, you what are we talking about again? Yeah, this will be generate UI element. We'll just call it the same as the data, is default for model. You're the sub. Then who's the DOM? The document object model, am I right? We have fun here. So let's see. Me? Oh no. Too horny. Bonk. So yeah, I think this might make more sense for presets, right? So we do something like this, and then I think if I press enter, it's gonna break. Yeah, okay. Because there's no events associated with it. So I think these should all send the same event. And then we'll just, oh, no, we can't send all the same event. This needs to be hard-coded as well. Okay, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Because this is pretty easy. This is fairly easy, I think. It's roughly the same as props, I think. No, I don't want to create a new element just for presets. Okay. But maybe we do. So input elements, how did they broadcast? So you emits just the event name and the results. Okay, so I can't, oh, no, this is an input element. There's also an input button, which is a combination. Oh, and it does the same thing, right? So the results, oh, these actually do need types as well. Okay, cool. So these are all strings. So we'll call it uppercase string. How did I do this in tracking.xml? Did I call these lowercase strings? I did call these lowercase strings. So let's be consistent. Consistently somewhat wrong. So I do know that C# uses lowercase string, and so does Golang, which is a language I've come more and more to like the more I use it. And then we do need to also define events for all of these. So this event, there's not really a good way of yeah, there's no way for me to send all of these as using the same event input, because this is all we send. We send the event name and the result, where the result is just whatever was inside of the text input. So the solution around that is to either create a new element just for preset stuff, or just handle them all individually inside of the signal broadcaster. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is handle them all individually inside of the signal broadcaster. Although, no, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We need to stop waffling on this. Config name. All right, that's gonna map 1-to-1 to our signal broadcaster. So we'll do signal config name, and then this is going to be just, I don't know, config, or some sort of value, who knows. Func, and we'll rebroadcast out config name, value, and then this is almost certainly a string, right? So emit signal config name value, like that, pretty easy. Then this one, so I wish there was a better way to do this, but so this is just description, right? Event hotkey. We might want to call these like config description and config like hotkey, config notes. And then config is default for model. And that's mostly just for like maintainability purposes. Although these will just map one to one. Because nothing else, there's no reason why you would want to have just a random description, right? Or am I just building in like tech debt directly? I might be, yeah. Might be a bad idea. Let me add a note. So to do might be worth it to prepend all config signals with config. Not sure. I'll have to think about it. Description value func broadcast description also a string, and then this is going to be description value signal. We're just typing as fast as I can. Func broadcast hotkey, also a string. How neat. And I need to think about how I want to implement hotkeys, right? Because you are able to remap keys at runtime. It's a bit funky, but that's to be expected. So I could just try to read the I guess the input for a hotkey and then see if it's conflicts with any of the kind of built-in hotkeys I have. Or maybe I should just have like a separate like hotkey like screen where you can set things up. So maybe I would put that into app settings, right? Perhaps. I don't know. The easiest thing that I can think of right now is just to have something inside of GUI. The GUI file, I should say, and then have that, you know, just kind of blindly set hotkeys for a given config file. Maybe that'll be fine. Look at that. I was able to do all of that while talking at the same time. So I think when it comes to like splitting my brain, not too hard to do if I'm just kind of like copying text over. Not the hardest thing in the world. When it comes to, you know, not just copying, it is a lot more difficult, I think. But luckily, lots of programming is just copying, so makes my life a lot easier. We're not using preset data anymore, by the way, so it might be worth it to get rid of that, just so I don't get confused. This is generate preset elements. This is used here, and then we need to hook up all of this stuff that we just set up. So this is config name, blah blah blah, and we need to hook all that up here. So This will be app manager, SB connect. So let's grab this part. We'll just copy and paste. Actually, copy and paste all of this. So this is going to be a config name, self on config name. So we're handling all of these manually. I don't like it, but I can't think of a better solution. Well, I can't think of a better solution that also does not involve, I guess, creating 2 new types of elements just for presets. Oh, that might be better. That might be better. So we can do something similar to how props are handled. Maybe. But for now, I'm more or less against it. Or maybe I should change how all props work. And so they should send their name along with their value. And then, I mean, that's a bit of refactoring, but then it's also more, I guess, future-proof, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'll make a note of that. That might be worth doing. On notes. Yeah, but the problem is that I need to go through all of these. Or not all of these. A lot of these are hooked up basically one-to-one. But if I change how much data each event sends, it might be able to clean up a lot of this. And then I would just have to have the one handler function instead. Maybe that'll work, yeah? Right? Is default for model, self on is default for model. But right now, this will have to suffice. It's ugly. For sure, it's ugly. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, on preset toggled. What is this doing? Oh, this is setting the various options, like, not these, but it's like, you know, current, it's like current edited preset is equal to preset name, right? And then also, or it's not preset name, it's going to be app manager. CM load config preset name, right? I think that's correct. And then prop to move, we don't need anything. All right, that's actually good enough. So on config name, this gives me back just a config name string. And so we can just go into the current edited presets, config name is equal to config name. And then we'll hit it with app manager cm.save config. Wait a minute. No. Wait. Yes. Wait. No. That's not correct. Yeah, that's not correct. So save config works off the current configuration, right? Yeah. Yeah, it works off the current configuration. I wish there was function overloading in Godot, but there isn't. Because this is where I would use function overloading. Instead, you only have default values, which isn't really the same. And you know what? Gotta take a potty break. I'll be right back. BRB. Hello, I'm back. Hello, hello. So, I mean, you know, the convenience store near me, because a lot of stores actually are starting to have like stocking problems. Because from what I hear from one of my relatives that owns like a store is that not only are they having like a worker shortage problem, of course, right? And the reason for that is because whatchamacallit, people don't want to work because they're fed up of getting paid like really poor wages, which, you know, I get. But then that also does not just extend to like, you know, in-store workers. It also extends to like delivery drivers. That's something I didn't realize for like a little bit. It's like, oh wait, yeah, delivery drivers probably don't get paid that much either, right? And not just like, oh, like the Amazon delivery guy or whatever, or the FedEx or whatever. It's like the drivers are like supplying, you know, restaurants or like you know, convenience stores, as in this example. But convenience store near me finally got more Peroni in stock. My favorite, I guess, standard. Is Peroni a lager? I think it is a lager. Forget. It tastes very similar to like a Qingdao or a Sapporo. Alright. So we can have... I don't know. So we can have just config. Right. So some sort of config, which is some sort of config data, which is equal to null. Right. And then we can do here this. So this is... Well, we can call this pconfig, right? And then the actual config will be equal to, so config is equal to pconfig. If not config, then config is equal to current model config, right? And then the idea here is that now this is backwards compatible. Everything will still work even if I don't go through and find every single instance of save config, of which there are very few, I think. But now, if I do pass in a config data to save config, then we can change this. So there's config name. We grab this from it, grab this from it, grab this from it. Current model config. And then this is automatically set config, get as dictionary. Yes, nice. I think this will work. I think this will work. This feels good. Maybe. Maybe. Current edited preset, which is just your config. And then we need to go through and just kind of update all of these. So on description. So this is description, some sort of string. It's very similar. So current edited preset description is equal to description. Then let's copy and paste this. Func on hotkey. Yeah, the more I type of this, the more I feel like this is not a great solution. But well, we'll just refactor it later, I guess. If it's not a hard thing to refactor, I should say. It's not terribly hard. It's just inconvenient. And this is the impatience getting to me once again. Man, I want this to be done. I've been working on this for so long. UI rewrite is so close to the finish line. Don't screw it up. And, you know, hold my beer. About to screw it up in a big way. On is default for model. I think hopefully this should be easier to maintain though. That's the hope. So current edited preset. What is it called? It's called is default for model. Yeah, what do you know? is default for model equals value. So you know what's a game that I it's kind of a guilty pleasure game, but it's I still find it fun nonetheless. It's like the Sword Art Online Gun Gale online game. I bought that on PS4. I was like, it's on sale for like $10. Let's see how bad it is. And let me tell you, that game is really good. The story is garbage, but the gameplay is actually a lot of fun. Cause it's like you have a grappling hook, you got lots of guns, you even have like melee, which is kind of garbage, as expected. But the gunplay is fine, you know. I like the difficulty, where like a lot of boss enemies can just one-shot you. Which is something I find, I guess not fun, but I find it interesting, I guess. Anyways, let's see. We probably don't want to load in every single time. And also, we're not calling setup on any of these, right? Okay, so what do we want to do? Because we should be pre-populating the things for these, right? So we can hit it with a what does this do? This is a yield. What are these yielding on? Generate built-in prop elements. Yield ready, and then okay. So we can do something like that for all of these. Okay, yeah, so let's just yield. So yield config name elements ready, and then we'll just do yields for all of these. So this is description elements ready, because what we're trying to do is call a setup function on these. Of course, the setup function doesn't work if they're not inside of the scene tree already, which is why we're doing this kind of weird yield structure. Yeah, I actually didn't realize you can do it like this for a long while, until I started playing with Godot 4. And then they changed the syntax from yield to await, which is more, I guess, JavaScript-like. But I guess, to be fair, it's also, I don't know, it's just the more modern syntax than yield, right? But this is how you would do it. Yeah, and I didn't realize you could do this, but this makes perfect sense after seeing it in action in Godot 4. So, you can just, you can await a function to be completed, and then by extension, if you go back to Godot 3, you can yield for a function to be completed. See? Now we're thinking. So hopefully, what this does is we can do, oh, we kind of missed like the most important part, which is actually setting the value. So config name element set value app manager cm. I'm thinking, hold on. This is actually parents, and then it's like current edited preset, yeah. So we need this one. Current edited presets dot config name. So let's see if this works before I waste too much time, just in case it doesn't work. I wasn't able to do this last time. Okay, cool. Interesting. So maybe it works? Or is it just giving me like a default? Is that what it's doing? Let's see. So this needs to be description element, and then this will be duck. Did you get it? Every time, knock. Clearly not lucky enough. Check it out. New emotes. I'm sorry, I couldn't figure out a good way to do pivot. So, went with the ASCII duck instead. Oh. It's not my favorite. It looks great. Thank you, thank you. It is pretty much just a screenshot of an ASCII duck that I then went over inside of paint.net. It did take almost like half a day for it to be approved though, which is a bit bizarre if you ask me, but what do I know? I don't work at Twitch. I did apply to work at Twitch a few times, but every time they shut me down. It's a secret penis. Yeah, I heard that your mom has one of those. Got him, dude. I'm sorry. That was rude. Anyways. What were we talking about? Oh. Actually, you might be interested in this, Knock. So I guess check this out. I have finished my or I may or may not have finished my code for something that I may or may not be interviewing for. However, check this out. I've been burned by how it's formatting the outputs. It's a bug. It's a bug in the Rust decimal library. So for whatever reason, if you ever like modify a decimal, it will truncate your output to just 1 decimal, whereas I need to display everything in 4 decimals. So what I'm going to do after this is just I'm not going to modify the library. I'm just going to write a handler that reads in the string, finds the decimal, counts how many decimal places there are, and if there aren't 4 decimal places, I'm just gonna add zeros to the end of it. Because I don't have time. I don't have time to fix the library. I'm very disappointed in myself, but it do be like that sometimes. Create a custom wrapper type and implement debug for it. So that's possible. I think I was looking into it. Well, actually, you know what? If I just wrap it, yeah, you know what? And just do what you said. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah, what I was gonna do was create just like a little function that does all that, and then just call it every time. Since I only really call like I guess I only output it once. I suppose that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. That's probably a better solution. Or that's more idiomatic as opposed to just having like a function that is called at some point. In that case, just write a function. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very strongly considering just dropping the Rust part entirely though. Right, even though I finished it, it's hard to say since the code is quickly turning into spaghetti. I assumed you printed it multiple times. No, it's just a loop, right? It's just a loop. Well, yeah, all of these are just a loop, but this is the actual output. This is my debug attempt. So you can see I like set the exponent to 4, minor units to 1000, and it still is only printing 1 0, except for this one, which is the very last 0, which prints correctly. But no, it's looping through multiple, I guess, balances, money balances. So really, it was only called once. Anyways, this should work. Yeah. Okay, so I'm do these have the name change me? So you can see that we are just loading in the config every single time as well, which might not be expected. I wonder if I can cache, or yeah, if I can basically implement like a sort of cache for this. So if we go to, or why is it, let's focus on one thing at a time. Why is it not displaying the config name properly? So on new preset, so there's also a load preset button somewhere then. At least it stands to reason that there must be. So this is the preset toggle. Name is the config name. Is that actually the config name? The config name is change me? Am I crazy? Let's look at asdf.json. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so let's go to, oh, I don't have Chrome open. JSON beautifier. Let's see, boom, beautify, look at that. So these are all just kind of stored directly. So, okay, so the config name is correct. It's of type 4, which is nice. And then we load in the JSON, that's fine. Config, huh. So preset, we're not doing anything with preset data, by the way. So we can just grab the config name, something like that. So I changed that, that's fine. Get rid of preset data, because I kind of realized we don't need to we don't need to bundle together things like we did with props, right? I think that's fine. Let's add a breakpoint, I guess, just to this part in the list element, wherever we're generating everything. I just got my copy, your copy of, have you know about the crafting interpreters book? Just got my copy, it's so thick. Thick, 2 C's, oh baby. Damn boy, he's thick. That's a thick boy. I like that video. I don't know why. Very memeable. 600 plus pages. Do you have a link? It sounds interesting. I might be into crafting interpreters. It might actually help me with the entire GD Lisp project. I might have a better understanding. It feels like the older I get, the more like I'm into reading books again. Crafting interpreters. Oh, I mean that's literally it, huh? Please don't be porn. Okay. Oh, look at that. I almost clicked on Amazon by like I just add a habit. Oh, look. Is it just free? Look at that, by Robert Nystrom. Works on darts. Ooh. Real nice. So this is like game development patterns as well. Game development patterns book. I want to support the guy, yeah. I guess, fun fact, I've actually bought this book like twice. I bought it once and then forgot that I had it, then bought it again. So now I have 2 copies of the same book. Look at this. Is this just because of my thing that I can't see the, yeah. Interesting. My eyes. Turn it back on. Anyways, get out of there. I'll read it at some point, I guess. Maybe. So config name. Config name is change me. So did it not load in the config? Begin loading config for. I guess did it fail to load the config? Is that it? Is that what's happening? So we have save config, which should more or less work because of this kind of new block of code. I actually like this pattern a lot for, I guess, languages that don't have function overloading. So instead of overloading the function, you just have either you just have this be null, and then if it exists, or if it does not exist, then just use the original value that you meant to use all along. Okay, but let's see. This needs to be So we have the config. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, this is absolutely wrong. This is completely wrong. What the heck? That's why it's not working. What is this function? What? Yeah, this is just missing the second half. What was I doing at this point? Yeah, that's why it's not. This is why it's just giving me the default values. Yeah, it's because it never loads the config file. So that's good. That's good. So this needs to be. Let's see, current, what does this do? Current model config load from JSON. Wait. What is this? This looks wrong as well. Shouldn't it be like this? Yeah. What? Huh? Who wrote this? Alright, like I'm rereading this code. There's no notes. So you know, that's good. And also it doesn't work. So that's also like just excellent. Good job. Mission accomplished. I don't really know what's going on here. Alright, but open returns this. So we can do if config file is not okay. Did an intern write it? Yes. An unpaid intern did indeed write it. One of the few unpaid interns I keep in my attic. I don't have an attic. Alright, and then we'll just have an app manager failed to open file. Nope, that's not how you do it. Oh, yeah. Talking about unpaid interns. And actually, it's not in any way related to unpaid interns. But we had a kind of internal company meeting, and I cannot tell you what exactly we talked about. I don't think you should admit that on stream. It's okay. For legal purposes, that was a joke, by the way. I do not keep unpaid interns in my attic. I may or may not keep paid interns in my attic, but they're paid. Also, I do not have an attic, so as previously mentioned, enable to open file at path, full path. It's one of these. But yeah, we had an internal meeting, and they were talking about like the different work streams, right? And then they came to mine, and they're just like, you know, Tim has been absolutely nailing his work on this, and then they like say a bunch of stuff that I didn't really do, but I was like, should I don't know if I should say anything, or like, I guess does like no one really understand what I actually do on the projects, or okay. I'm glad that you wrote like an entire paragraph about my contributions, but I don't know how to feel about this. Alright, so this is still correct. Oh, this is correct. Was it all non-program? No, it was like just our like internal development team. Yes, accept the praise. Yeah, it was weird though. It was like, well, because they were also saying like Tim has also like been totally nailing this, like pretty much like being the head of his own work stream. I was like, yeah, but like, where's my raise? Where's my promotion, by the way? If I've been one, I'm a consultant level, not senior consultant. Leading his own work stream? I don't know, man. Feeling a little gypped. Anyways, I think this works. This is cool. And then let's check one more thing. So this should load in the ASDF config file as a default. So let's see. We go into here. Config manager. Config data. Nope. This is our... no, that's our class. We want our current model config. No, this is... oh. Oh. So this is a little wrong. Alright, so... I think we can come to a somewhat stopping point here. Not this one. Get out of here. Clear. It's not exactly sensitive data, but still shouldn't show it too much on stream. Let's see. We'll do. I mean, the list does work, right? Actually, let me try one more time. So I should be able to update the preset, right? So we have a description. It's called change me, and we'll just call it yeah. Finish saving config, right? Close it, load it back. Oh baby, it works. Then we have this is a test note. So we can press enter. You need to remember to press enter. Or I guess it might be worth it to implement kind of like a timeout. So if you just have this sitting for like, I don't know, 3 seconds, I guess. I always go to like 3 seconds as my default like waiting time for anything. Because I think 3 seconds is a good waiting time, right? You don't usually take like 3 seconds to be like, what do I want my description to be? You know, this 1, 2, 3 is, you know, you don't usually wait that long. It's usually like, this is a thing. Yeah, that's not a good idea. It will mostly work, and a user will be too fast and it won't save. Well, if they're too fast, then they just gotta press enter. And then maybe it's worth it to have like some sort of pop-up somewhere being like, you know, configuration saved. Save on change, but like, wouldn't that entail just saving after every keystroke? I don't think that's a good idea. Debounce. I've heard of debouncing before. What is debouncing though? I've heard of the term, but I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, this is a solved problem in web dev. Is it actually? I don't do too much like actual web dev. What is debouncing? Debounce. Debouncing in, I don't know. Arduino? Give me the probably not the Arduino tutorial now I'm thinking about it. Debounce.io. Sick website, bro. Yeah, I probably don't want this. Let's look at the Arduino tutorial. Yes, every web app with save on change works this way. It's like waiting X time before doing something or waiting X time after action. Google debounce events. Alright, probably also not what I want. I could probably read this though. I've done some Arduino. Wait, this isn't C. Oh, this is C. Wait, it might be C. Not familiar. Debounce means events are throttled so they don't trigger too often. Ah. So we only save so often. Oh, okay. So that's pretty much like So instead of doing on text entered here, right? So for every input, you know, you can see here that, you know, text entered, this callback works off of, you know, a key press, key enter on a line edit. But instead of doing that, we can listen on text changed, right? Something like this. So we do line edit connect. You gotta dumb it down for me. Explain your thoughts in more words, and then I'll probably figure out what you actually mean. Text changed, right? And then we can have like a counter. So whenever you change some text, you have like a debounce counter, I guess. Some sort of int. We'll call it a float. We'll call it a float. There's an interactive explanation. Red 1. Sounds like a porn site. That might say something more about me. Because, you know, something red rocket, something red 1. I don't know. Let's throw a ball. I don't know. I can click this. That's cool. 1-to-1 ratio, sure. Throttled events. It's called once per n amount of time. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing, right? Yeah, should wait, and then you have some sort of timeout. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah. I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry. What can I say? I'm a male, I guess slightly past the prime of his life, but still enjoys, you know, very childish sex jokes. Alright, so we have some sort of like debounce time, and we'll call it some sort of float, and then we'll debounce probably like every 2 seconds, like call it every once, call it every half second, yeah, call it every half second. And then we'll do let's go into just process, whatever. And then this is how we'll tick. So if debounce counter is, wait, hold on. Yeah, I've done this before. I just didn't know it was called debouncing. That's interesting though. So can emit, I guess, some sort of bool. You don't actually need to, you can do that. Some sort of bool which is equal to true by default. So if not can emit, then we'll do if debounce counter is less than debounce time, then debounce counter plus equals delta. Else debounce counter equals 0, and then can emit is equal to true. Something like that, right? And that's pretty much like a manual implementation of debouncing. And then here we have text changed, on text changed. So then we can, I think it's still fine to have both of, it's still fine to have both of these implemented. Doesn't make a huge difference. So let's see, text changed, text entered. So this is some sort of text. You know, just looked over because I turned on a fan and I have a check that's just kind of floating around, but my bank sent me a kind of a rebate on one of my payments. I was like, oh, that's cool. How much is it? Like, I'd be pretty jazzed if it was like, you know, here's $20, and you know how much it was. It was give me a rebate of $4, $4 US. How nice. How generous. Thank you very much. If can emit, or if not can emit, then we'll just return immediately. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to be the same as this. Oh. Mouse, why don't you work? Okay. Right, so it's all of this, and actually, since this code is all the same, we can do func emit event. Sure, and then since this all works implicitly, then we can just do this, right? Copy and paste. Oh, and there's no text. Okay, so we have text, some sort of string. There we go. So that should work, and now we just have, you know, on text entered, this will always just kind of work immediately. Emit event using text, right? But this one, on text changed, we have to abide by the debounce whatever, right? Something like that. Look at that. I've just implemented debouncing in the input fields, probably. Still have to see. So we go here, boom, click on this. It seems to fire every single time. Does it not work? Oh, you know what? I never change it back. I never change it back. So can emit is equal to false. We were close. We were close. I guess it didn't even save. So this is our hotkey. Look, yeah, that's debouncing. Hello. So we yeet it. Yeet it. Oh, maybe it... Oh, it's because I'm sending it like pretty much immediately, right? So maybe I like on text changed, I want to wait a little bit then. I don't know, does debouncing wait? I don't know. Or does it like, does it just compare your current whatever you have? See the link again. All right, let's read the penis link. Red one. Let's throw a ball. All right, cool. Now we throttle it. Throttle function is called once per n amount of time. Any additional function calls within the specified time interval. Sure. Sure. JavaScript. When to use throttle. Use throttle to consistently react to a frequent events. Oh, okay. I just looked at throttle. Debounce is called after n amount of time has passed since its last call. Oh, that's the part I'm missing. Okay. I was just doing function throttling. Okay, I have severely misunderstood what debouncing is. Okay, I only understand function throttling. Okay. So I think I need to change some of the semantics then. So then there's like a should emit false, right? And then we don't want this anymore. So if we do if should emit, right? If should emit, then if debounce counter is less than debounce time, then we just want to increment the counter, right? And I'm basically just rewriting what I wrote below, but I'm keeping it so I can reference it. Otherwise, if the debounce counter is equal to or greater than debounce time, then debounce counter is equal to 0. Should emit is equal to false, and then we'll just call emit. Oh, we don't have the event. Oh, actually, no, because we have the line edit. So we can just do emit events line edit dot text. Right? So we get rid of this. So we no longer use can emit. We don't care. But But this one, text changed, all this does is it sets should emit to true. Should emit is equal to true. Right, I think this is more correct. Maybe you should implement this in a config manager or something. So I think this is the only one that needs to be debounced though. So all input streams get debounced. Does it need to be? I don't know. I feel like it doesn't. Right? Because if we go back to, I guess the regular UI. So which parts need to be debounced? Because not all inputs need to be debounced. Like I think some of these need to be mapped 1-to-1. I think it just makes more sense because there's not too much going on besides like the face tracking. The only ones that really need to be debounced are like these text inputs. Yeah, so you can see that we're debouncing in the background. I guess why would I want to debounce like a toggle? That's my question. I know it's simple to debounce everything. Well, I think the problem with that assumption is that the problem with that assumption is that not everything has access to the process function. But if you have sliders or dials or whatever, then I think I'll just have to. That's true. So the config manager. I don't know. I think that's a tough question. I don't know where to put the debouncing then. So the config manager doesn't really handle anything. It just lets you. It's just a store of data, and then also like a file system handle. Yeah, like I agree. Yeah, if you have sliders or dials, if you have sliders, which I do want to have at some points, it would make sense to debounce them. Well, whatever handles saving. Well, what I'm thinking is, I don't know. I need to think about where I would want to put that. Where I would want to put that. Maybe in the GUI. Yeah, maybe that's GUI. And then we just kind of, we just yield on every single event. And then we just send all of the events all at once. No, that's probably not a good idea. I mean, that's tough, right? Because since we have potentially many types of inputs. Yeah, that's breaking my brain. Where would I want to put that? It's probably here, right? So this is our this is our event emitter, right? So we could handle debouncing here. And then if like we can have, so like a little bit of pseudocode, it would be like if, should, or if can emit, something like that, right? Then we'll do all of this. Otherwise, do stuff. Otherwise, we'll do, I guess we'll just yield. We'll yield for some sort of function to count down and handle like the debounce callback, right? Some debounce function, right? And then that function had to be completed. Something like that, right? But then I think that, I don't know if events are emitted, I guess sequentially. That's the problem. I don't know how that will work. Because we just send events directly. That's the problem. Event queue time? Oh, please no. I hate event queues. No, absolutely not. Or I hate implementing event queues. I know how they work, but the problem is this is not how my brain works. I like it when things are sent immediately, or at least asynchronously, and someone else handles like the ordering for me. Alright, I'm off for lunch. See you later, mate. Alright, see you later, Knock. Thanks for the help, though. I mean, that's helpful, yeah. I didn't realize that's what debouncing was. So we have debouncing at least for one thing. I'll need to think about where to handle debouncing elsewhere. Maybe it might be worth it to just implement like a standard debounce on every single element. So if the element can be debounced, then we can just debounce it. Maybe. That might make sense. Oh, my back. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is fine. We're so close, dude. We're so close. Create a utility that implements debouncing and then use it for any input that needs it. It's starting to oh no, the data flow is starting to get really just really all over the place. That's the problem. I don't know. I think we're gonna keep it like this for now. We can keep that as an enhancement, I think. Just implementing debouncing. But see you later, Knock. I think this is good enough for now. Because we're able to load. It does debounce as expected. Now the only thing we need to do is, I guess, actually have the config file read the appropriate stuff. Begin loading config for, where does this actually get called? This is like the last thing, and then I also need to bounce. I get it, because we're talking about debouncing. I use gotta bounce because that's kind of a millennial term for having to go away. So it's on model loaded. We'll do setup. Is it setup GUI nodes? Is this where no. Alright. There's a few places where load config is called. I just don't remember where. Is it in basic model? This basic model called load config? No, this goes to app manager. No, yeah, app manager signal broadcaster. Model loaded? No. Oh, it's this one. Set file to load. So this is the initial call. Set file to load, and then this one. Set file to load. So set file to load, that's called from main screen. File to load, I think that's called from main screen. SB connect. Bum bum bum. Set file to load. Default model to load path. Oh, and there's default model to load path. Config manager default model to load path. Default model to load path. And then for that model, we have several model defaults. Yes. So let's see. Set file to load. So current model name, current model path. Load config is set as current, sure. And then we'll take the model path, sure. Config data, blah, blah, blah. Wait. No, that's not right. That's not right at all. That's the load config stuff. So what we need to do is grab the... We need to grab this part. So it's base name, get base name. So this part needs to change as well. So hold on, before I start breaking the core functionality, let's go git commit, finish implementing preset list, implement basic debouncing for input elements. Oh, that's not, forgot the most important part. AM, status, we're good, git push. There we go. And if it sounds like I'm just pressing a million buttons for my SSH key, it's because I am. I have a very long, I have very long password names that are, they do follow an algorithm. They're not exactly random, but I'm really the only person that knows the algorithm. And even if you knew the algorithm, it would be very hard to guess, I guess, the seed for the algorithm. And that might be revealing too much. It's tough though, because it's a combination of just like a million things. So like, I guess here's a hint, is that the algorithm is based off of the T9, like, you know, old flip phone input format. So it's very loosely based off that. So, which does make it hard. Whenever I need to come up with a new password, I do need to open up my phone, stare at the keypad, and be like, what is it? It's one of these things. Alright, but now we're pushed. Get base name. Send it. This is the full path. Actually, load config and set as current. So then there's a few things we need to do. Let's open up config manager on this side as well, and then we can look at, this is our default model to load path, which is what we're using. Now we need to look at model defaults. So we can look inside of model defaults here. So if model defaults, okay, this is the config manager. Oh, it's if metadata config model defaults has model name. So if model metadata config model defaults has model name, and yeah, I was reading an article actually. I'm just kind of randomly thinking about things now. I'm starting to get unfocused. But like, there are like keyboards out there that are like, you know, if you have like a 40% or lower keyboard, those are actually like very kind of chord based, and that's kind of that. I'm kind of drifting towards that with my current keyboard as well. You, Timothy, how did the job go? Are you in? I'm actually. It's the. Well, I can't really talk about it, but if I were to talk about the job stuff, I may or may not be pretty much done with the code challenge. I do need to kind of write a hack for the Rust part. So I wrote the program twice because I said I would write it twice, just to brag. But then they're like, okay, yeah, then if you can do it, then do it. I was like, all right, well, let's do it. So I wrote it in Python, easy. Wrote it in Rust, slightly harder because the library's bugged. But I'm expecting I'll probably get in if I were to be talking about possible job opportunities. Then I would be holding down 2 jobs as well. Did you know? And maybe like some of you in chat are all like already like European, but like one of the guys that was interviewing me was French, and he was like, that he might have been French, by the way, for legal reasons. I'm just speculating. And he was like, when we were getting a new job, we usually need to give like 3 months notice, and I was like, that's crazy. 3 months notice? We only required to give 2 months notice. I'm happy for you though. I might be annoying, but I do care. That's no problem. I do appreciate the questions. I don't mind. As long as the questions aren't like insulting. It's like, so like, as long as you don't come into chat every day and be like, hey, how tall are you? I'm like, why are you asking how tall I am? I'm very short. I'm 5'5". I don't understand, you know. Some people are like that though, right? They'll like I had some, I guess, acquaintances that would always be like, hey, how tall are you again? I'm like, who cares? Like, I've answered this question a million times, which is why I brought up the question. And It's like, it's an insult framed as an innocent question, which is it's one of those things that really annoys me. Well, I do come into chat every day and say Timothy, even though Tim is shorter. Yeah, well, that's fine. I don't really mind. Timothy is a bit weird. I haven't had anyone really call me Timothy in a while, unless you are, I guess, like a LinkedIn recruiter. You said people never call you by their name, so I'm here to compensate. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Model file name to config name. So if this has, oh, then we can just use model name is equal to metadata. That's not how you spell it. Yeah, you know, at least you're not like, there's a guy at my work who, I'm not sure if he's racist or just has not figured out how Skype works. But, you know, when you're using Skype, it puts your, at least when you're searching for contacts, right? It sets your last name as, you know, the first part. So in Skype, my name would appear as, you know, UN Timothy. So whenever he like pings me on Skype, he always says, "Hey UN," and I'm like, "Excuse me? Like, do you think that's my first name?" I don't understand. Like, do you think my parents named me, like, my family name is Timothy, and then my actual name is Yuan? Like, there's no way you could be that dumb. It must be, like, a racist thing. But it's one of those things I also cannot call out. So, model defaults. Do I have this set anywhere? Anyways, that's just kind of like an interesting tidbit I've noticed before. It's like, why does this guy always call me by my last name? Or like even in calls, he'll also call me by my last name. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Don't call me by my last name. Or is this like, you think I'm like Japanese or something? Because I know in Japan, you know, Japanese culture at least, you don't call people by their first names or by their given names. You call them by their family name. But I guess that's, well, in more circumstances than in the US, right? Like if you were to meet someone officially in, you know, the US, you would call like, "Hey, hello, Mr. Yuan, how are you doing today?" But in Japan, it goes a little farther than that, I guess, unless you're like friends. Whereas here, you would just be like, "Hey, you're a worker, I'm here. That's your name." Here we call everyone by first name or by some nickname that sticks for life. Oof. Well, I guess my nickname is Tim, right? My parents call me Timmy. And I feel like I've explained this before, but my parents also cannot pronounce my actual name, so. How neat. If is default, config is default, model defaults, model defaults. Yeah, because my, you know, parents cannot make the TH sound, which is fair enough. So my parents just call me Timmy instead. Or Timmy or Tim with a very long, like, I sound. Begin loading config for export duck JSON. So, has this never been written? Maybe that's why. So this is just duck. Boom. Is default for model. Slightly incorrect. And these are also incorrect. These should be toggling each other. That's weird. You see that? Yeah. So I click this one, this top one. Boom. That one toggles. I click on this one. That one doesn't toggle. That's very strange. Oh, you know what? It's because it's this part. So preset toggled. Oh, and these are connected twice, by the way. That's also a problem. Oh, actually, no, we do want to connect it twice. Never mind. This makes sense. So this is our GUI preset toggle on new presets. Ha ha ha. We need to do... how's the new category going? Are you talking about like the streaming category? Is that the... I see everyone is using? I don't know. I feel like it's about the same. I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, all the categories are the more or less the same thing, right? We're apparently out of the science and technology. Yeah, I mean that's actually something that kind of annoys me, is that this has finally broken my streak. Right? I've only ever streamed science and technology, but now if you go to my profile, it says I stream science and technology and software and game development. Oof. Now it looks like I actually branched out into other things. What a nerd. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't... I don't know. I feel like it fractures the community more than it helps, I guess, right? Because who's actually doing, like, you know, I guess hardware on Twitch? I suppose some people do, like, actual science, or like they have like the chicken cam. I like watching that one, actually. The chicken cam is pretty good. But that's really all the science there is. That's a bad thing about the pattern. I hate breaking it too. Yeah. It happens. I don't know. Well, we'll see in the future. I don't really have too much of an opinion. And, oh, okay, so check this out. Now it works. And so we can add another one. Boom. And then this should toggle. Yeah, now these all toggle. Nice. And they all set is default for model incorrectly as well, which is interesting. But they're also not loading in, I guess, the configuration file. They're trying to load in a configuration file that does not exist, I think. Or is it loading in a new configuration file every single time? That might be wrong. Yeah, so we do have a duck.json. Oh, interesting. Is duck.json my... Oh, no, it is loading in the correct thing, which is cool. So then if I do this... Oh, these are just pose things. Oh, the tracking thing needs to have like a hook into the saving stuff. That's unfortunate. Or there's actually no way for me to save right now. That's weird. So let's toggle that and then see if the things come back, I guess. Yeah, they don't come back. That's tough. That's something I'm going to need to figure out later. Because I do need to work on the thing that you were asking about, Philippe. Which is I need to work on the... whatchamacallit? Possibly a job interview that I may or may not be still in contention for, as they say. Oh, there's nothing really to see here. Yeah, so I thought I was going to finish this feature today. However, it's proved to be more difficult, and also I don't have the time to work on it today, so because I do need to work on other stuff. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, working on this one more time. One more time. We're so close to being done with all of this stuff. See, it's mostly all implemented, right? You have all the UI features, they all show up. I guess props. Oh no. Non-existent function? What? Seems a bit wrong. Seems a bit wrong. That's weird. Huh. Unhandled type. Did I break something? I'm sure you'll nail it. Are you gonna raid someone? As a Godot guy, if you want suggestions, I'm open to suggestions. Anyways, looks like we have a few bugs. We'll need to figure this out later. Who's the Godot guy? We'll give him a raid, I guess. Is it Mrs.'s or is it Jitspo? I think they're the usual suspects for Godot developers. Lost Lights. Is that how you spell it? Exactly. Yeah, so like, okay. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. You know, join the Discord if you want. Or you can contact me and, you know, talk to me off stream if you have feature requests or whatever. Give my stuff stars on GitHub. All the software that I've been working on is free and open source. So both this face tracker that you can see here and the overlay is also free and open source. And yeah, let's get ready for a raid. Gambate. Yes. Thank you, thank you. I don't need luck though. It's all skill. Anyways, let's get ready. Goodbye. I'll be live on Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Alright, goodbye.